I'm making this video on. What am I making this video on? I'm making this video on being sober, what it's like to be sober. I've actually been sober for about almost 20 years now. Uh, which I guess in a way it can be kind of boring because a lot of times when I drank, I was kind of excited about things. Didn't matter what I was doing. I might be like having to go to work or be having to go and do something fun, you know. So I get all hyped up. I get all drink a few beers and basically just get drunk. But stopping drinking was probably the best thing I could have done for my health because um, well, I'm 60 years old, 61 now, actually 61, 61 years old, and I pretty much can do whatever I want to do. If I want to go and ride my bike, I go ride my bike. If I want to go to the lake, I go to the lake. If I want to just sit and think about things, I can sit and think about things. But before, I used to hang out with my buddies and drink a lot of beers, talk to girls, hit on girls, all that stupid stuff. And then I quit all that stuff. Quit drinking, quit partying. I'm retired now, so I don't really have to thank God I don't really have to worry about money as far as um, having money coming in because I have money coming in. Not a lot, but I have enough to. Well, it's designed to sustain you, I guess, in your retirement. Um, but one thing I realize is that the drinking is what really um, kind of sets you up for how your health's going to be when you get old, when you get older. I'm 61. A lot of people think that I'm like maybe mid 40s. I don't know. I try to keep a. I don't feel like I'm 61, but I know I'm 61. But I don't act like I'm 51, 61. I'm always joking around and stuff. The other day I went to the lake and pushed my better half all the way around the lake on one of those floaty things. I didn't get tired either. If I was drinking back in the day, I'd have probably fallen asleep or something, probably halfway through. But the only thing I notice is emotionally you get a little more tired because drinking seemed to suppress the emotions. So when I drank, I wouldn't think about anything. If I was playing a video game, then I was playing a video game, and I was cool with playing a video game. And if I drank 10, 12 beers while I played the video game, though, that's just the way it was, you know. But now that I've quit all the booze and everything, um, sometimes my mind gets to thinking about stuff, in a sober way. Like my son, I think about my son, worry about my son. So I'm not really like thinking about like, where's the next beer? How do I get my next fix on some booze? But the alcohol was a big part of my life for many years. I used to drink a lot when I was in my 30s, 20s and 30s. And and it didn't really seem to affect me a whole lot, probably not until I got older. When I got like maybe 50 years old, I was kind of like, damn, that took a toll on me. And then I had a health issue, ended up in the hospital, meningitis, got real sick, almost kicked the bucket. Thank God I didn't. I have a lot of friends that probably ended up drunk and either, I don't know, some are dead right by now, I guess. I think some of them are probably gone by now. I'm sure a lot of them are gone. But I do have a wandering spirit. Sometimes I feel like, because I'm from California and I'm out here in North Carolina, I don't really have a lot of friends out here. I have people I know, they always see me when I'm walking or something and say, "Hey, what's up?" But as far as like regular friends, I really don't have any friends except my better half that I've been with for a quarter of a century. And other than that, that's about it. But the drinking, yeah, the drinking, I think suppresses a lot of things, a lot of maybe trauma, stuff that's bothering you, stuff that stuff that you just don't want to think about, but always seems to come up in your head. One of the things, and when you stop drinking, sometimes that those thoughts will come back because now you're sober, so now you have time to think about things in a sober state. And one of the things I found myself thinking about recently was back in the 1970s, in the late 70s, I was 15 years old, and there was a huge plane crash where I lived, and the plane crash killed like 140 people. It was a huge 727. You can look it up. It's a PSA crash, PSA 182. That was in 1978, and I was a surfer back then, so I didn't really care. I was always like, yeah, whatever. But the thing about this crash is that now it got me thinking about it. Was that back in 1978, I was 15 years old. I was a 10th grader at a school that was less than a mile away when the crash occurred, and the crash basically just tore through this little community, and it was just a horrific event. People were just scattered everywhere. And somebody had explained it wasn't even bodies because the plane had basically disintegrated and everybody along with it. But the bodies were kind of like just, I think you said it was like kind of like mush, It wasn't even, it was like rubber, like skin, just a lot of skin, So, and so when that happened, I ended up probably acquiring some trauma in that in itself, just because it was crazy and it was weird and it was kind of scary. It was like, what is this? This is freaking me out. And then eventually, we went back to school and stuff. And but what I'm saying is, trying to get to is that the drinking suppressed a lot of those memories. So I would drink to forget. I think drink to forget a lot of memories that I had from the past, a lot of trauma and stuff. Yeah, I think a lot of people do that. Yeah, mental health, especially mental health. It's almost like, what is mental health? I mean, is there any mental health service? I'm a veteran, so as far as the mental health services, it's kind of like, yeah, they really don't do anything. I mean, unless you ask for it. I mean, and then it probably like put you in the hospital and sit there and stare at you for like 5 days or something and just go, did he move? Did he twitch? Let's see. And then they'll poke you or something. I don't know. It's very strange. So the drinking, in my opinion, never really got me anywhere in life. It just screwed everything up. Always messed things up. The drinking always screws everything up. And it leads a lot of people to being homeless. They got no place to live. They just end up, on the street. And so that's just my thoughts on the whole drinking and quitting and sobriety and stuff. I mean, sobriety doesn't necessarily mean. I think a lot of people might think that, when I get sober, I'm just going to be happy. You know what I mean? I mean, what is that? It's like, I mean, is that happy? I mean, it looks happy, but is it really happiness? I don't know. Who knows? But that's something I was thinking about. Sobriety is it's obviously definitely much cheaper to live to be sober because you don't have to go say, hey, I got to go buy some more beers, you know. And I would also say that after the age of 45, the drinking, it just, I don't know. Drinking don't really seem to have a purpose, you know. By 45 years old, I mean, you know, probably got kids, you know, settled down, you know, your life is not like all exciting, but you know, you have certain things, you have certain hobbies and stuff you like to do, and you don't have to wake up with a hangover. That's my story on sobriety. I don't know if that made any sense, but it makes sense to me.